Hi, welcome to Maths by Miss B. Today's video is about multiplying fractions. So let's start with the two easier fractions. So if we have 2/3 and we want to multiply that by 4/5. Now you might have watched my couple of videos that I put up a couple of days ago. We looked at adding and subtracting fractions. For adding and subtracting fractions, you first of all need to find a common denominator. Well, when it comes to multiplying with fractions, you don't need to do that. You can do, but it's just you're just making yourself more work, really. But there's no need to do that when you're multiplying, because when you multiply with fractions, all you need to do is just simply multiply across. So you have the two numerators at the top, and you multiply those two together, and then you multiply the two denominators along the bottom. Okay? So 2 times 4 along the top is 8, 3 times 5 along the bottom is 15. So it's as straightforward as that, really, 8/15. So no finding the common denominator. If you did, you're making yourself more work, but eventually you'd just have to simplify the fraction down or cancel it down to its lowest terms. But in this case, you don't need to do that. Okay, the second example I've got for you is going to be 3/4 multiplied by 8/9. Okay, so still the same. So we can multiply across by saying 3 times 8 and then 4 times 9. Now 3/8 are 24. 4 times 9 is 36. Now you might look at that and say, well, you know, I've done it now, but I can cancel that fraction down. If you're a GCSE student in an exam, if they don't say simplify your answer, then there's no need to do it. But if majority of the time they will say leave your answer in its simplest form, in which case you will need to cancel this down. You can cancel this down by, if they're both even numbers, top and bottom, you can say, well, 2 goes into 24 and 2 goes into 36. So I can halve the 24 to give me 12. I can halve the 36 to give me 18. They're still even numbers, and that means they're still divisible by 2. So 12 halved is 6, 8 halved is 9. And this time I've got an even number and an odd number, but they're both in the 3 times table. 3's into 6 go twice, 3's into 9 go 3 times. So there's your answer, 2/3. Now what you could have done is gone straight to the answer, well, straight to the lowest term, I should say, by dividing top and bottom by 12. So if you can spot that, you can go to writing the fraction in its lowest form. The other way you can actually do this is if you've got 3 times 8 along the top and you've got 4 times 9 along the bottom, what you can actually do is say, well, I've got a 4 here and I've got an 8 there. They're both in the 4 times table. So you can cancel those out and say, well, 4's into 4 go once, 4's into the 8 go twice, but then you've got the 3 and the 9. The 3's into 3 go once, 3's into 9 go 3 times. And then you can just simply multiply across. 1 times 2 along the top, which will give you 2. 1 times 3 along the bottom will give you 3. So you'll end up with the same answer there. Okay, it's just another way of doing it. So this just saves the cancelling towards the end, that's all. Okay, just one more quick example. Okay, so same kind of thing this time. We're going to do this with mixed numbers. Now in one of my previous videos we did look at how we can deal with mixed numbers. Okay, so in this case I've got 2 and 2/5. I can turn that into an improper fraction, and 1 1/3 turn that into an improper fraction, and then do the calculation. So 2 and 2/5. So you start with the denominator, multiply that by the whole value, add the numerator. So 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. That's going to be 12/5. Multiply that by 3 times 1, add the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, add 1 is 4, so that's going to be 4/3. Now that just looks like one of these questions that we've done above earlier. So it's just a simple case of multiplying across. So you've got 12 times 4 along the top, and then you've got 5 times 3 along the bottom. So you can either do your calculation now, 12 times 4 and 5 times 3, write your answer and then simplify it down, or if you can spot something that you can simplify before you do the calculation, that can make your life a bit easier. Okay, so I've spotted that there's a 3, and 3 goes into 12 as well. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 12 4 times. Okay, then all I need to do is 4 times 4 along the top and 5 times 1 along the bottom, which will give me 16 fifths. Now we've got a top-heavy fraction, or an improper fraction if you want to call it. So how many 5s can we make out of 16? We can make 3 whole 5s out of it, and then there's a remainder 1, and you just write that over the denominator. So the answer is 3 fifths. Okay, so I hope this video helps you with the fractions or multiplying with fractions. If you are enjoying or finding this finding this useful, please support the channel by liking it, commenting and subscribing. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.